Okay, in this one we're going to be creating a new green rusty metal walls material using one of the layouts that we used before. And we're introducing a new thing. We're introducing beveled normals. So what that does is it gives you this effect of having a curved corner even though the geometry is simple. So let's get started. Okay, and since we're making green rusty metal, we need new textures. So we'll go into Fab, and we're going to be using worn green metal and rusty metal sheet. And these links are in the description. Add this to your project. High quality, of course. High quality as well. Add a project. And once you have that, you can close out of Fab. And instead of making a brand new layout, we're going to just be making walls because I really want to show you the bevel normals, not necessarily a new layout. So let's get into that by creating a new folder in HSA and call it Green Rusty Metal Walls HSA. And we'll steal from, I think, yeah, we have a texture graph instance, so we don't want this one. We actually want a real texture graph. Let's go with the original one we made and get the material instance as well. And let's rename these things. Material instance, green rusty metal walls, HSA, TG, green rusty metal walls, HSA. And we'll open up that. So first let's get the export path. Let's put it in here. And let's get our textures in here. In Fab Mega Scan Surfaces, let's get the worn green metal textures first. And for the top, I'll just drag that in. Normal top, drag that in. ORM top, drag that in. And for the bottom, we'll get our rusty metal. Same deal. Drag in the normal. Drag in the ORM. And it's looking crazy right now for some reason, but we'll see if it fixes itself. I'm going to detach this. We don't want this anymore. Plug in normal bottom. Oh, it fixed itself. And for the transform, I think I want it for the bottom. And you'll soon see why. So I'll just, what do we have going on here? Oh yeah, we don't even want this stuff. I'm just gonna nuke the transforms just in case they have things that we really don't need. And I'll add a transform to the top as well, just in case we need it. I don't think we're gonna use it, but we'll see. This is the base color bottom. And this goes into the color, the edge color, and then base color top. This is the normal top, normal bottom, connect these up. These are easy. Okay, now we should be looking pretty good now, but we want to change the mask to a wall mask. So we need to go to our plugins, Hotspot Maker, Layouts, HSA is what we're going to be using. And we'll drag in our wear mask for that and our edge mask for this. And we're introducing the beveled normals now. So we're going to take our normal and put it here and call this bevel normal. And don't connect this up yet because it's gonna break this whole thing, but I have a workaround to fix it. Okay, so let's look at how we're doing here. Uh, not not bad. Let's go to our levels here and just reset this. I'm just going to reset these and just see what this looks like. Oh, geez. Okay, I don't know what the hell happened there. Okay, so initial thoughts just with default wear is that this looks more like a weird growth than rust because it's kind of fading into here. It's blending in here. And I think because we're using like painted metal, we kind of want it to look like the green paint chipped away and exposed the metal and then rusted. So we need like a real hard cutoff, I think, to make it look real chippy. So I think, bring this down and then just do a real hard cut right here. Okay, that might just be it. That looks pretty chippy. And this looks like, it looks more like barnacles, or there's like a weird barnacle growth going on here rather than rust. So we'll want to take our bottom transforms, and we'll just, I think this rust is meant to cover 1 meter. So I'm going to make it cover the entire thing by doing 4 by 4 in the repeat. And now that looks a lot more rusty. I think we're going to leave the metal alone. I don't think we're going to transform that at all. I don't really like how these have these kind of lines in it, so that might look kind of weird if we repeat this a bunch of times. And I think it looks fine. With what we have here, before we introduce the bevel, let's export. And that should throw it right into here. We'll set up our material. Normal, ORM, specular 0.1, that sounds good. And we'll actually just preview this. Come on, Unreal. All right, I guess we can't preview it. We'll just close that for now, and we'll, oh my God, I'm gonna restart my editor. All right, now we're back, and I made this little cave here just to kind of see the lighting a little bit better on these beveled normals. Even though they're not applied yet, we're gonna apply the new wall that we just made to this brick here. And see, oh, we need to add this to our hotspot A, don't we? Don't forget to do this. Once you save it, it's attached. And then I can close that out. Okay, same thing. Now we can look at it. Let's full screen this. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'll just throw it on this wall over here just to see what we're working with here. Okay, all right. Just wanted to set us up before we added the normal so you can really see the difference between the two. And I think I'm gonna have to change, because of how bevels look, the beveled normal looks, where I'm gonna have to change this here. So let's go back into our texture graph now. And I've defaulted out the edge mask levels. And we're just gonna change this ever so slightly, I think. Let me zoom in here. I think that'll look pretty good there. So that's what that looks like. It already almost looks like we have bevels on it. And now we're gonna introduce beveled normals. This is what this looks like. And watch this preview window when we do this. Yeah, look at that. Really cool effect. It's not for everything, but it's a really cool effect when you need it. very cheap way to look like you have these rounded bits. These look like panels now, like metal panels. Okay, and then I think I just want to lighten this up a little bit to 0.5. Come on, Unreal. Okay, I don't know. And then I'm going to bring this over here and I'm going to export it so you can kind of see the effect as it happens. So something broke. It's kind of cool looking, but it's just wet metal now. It's because of this RM here. It didn't export properly. Okay, to fix that bug, I had to restart my editor again. And now we'll look at this again. Okay. Now we have beveled normals. So you can see how the corners are a little bit more rounded and how they react to the light. And I'm not completely happy with the way some of this looks here. And I'm going to show you something that you're supposed to do with beveled normals. So we're going to go to our HSD HSA layout. I'm going to duplicate that. And then I'm going to call this HSD, probably, I'll just end it with bevel. Yeah, just bevel. So I'm going to open this up and, our old one. I'm going to open up our old one and then I'm going to get rid of the one that we just created. I'm going to delete that, save it. And then I'm going to open our new one, delete the ones we don't want actually. You could also just clear it out and just add the one that we made. And the difference here is that I'm going to select all these patches and I'm going to add an inset of 1 pixel. This is in pixels here. And what that does is when we zoom in here and look at one, it ends up making one, see this is the patch here, it does 1 pixel away. And so why are we doing that? Unreal can add some weird artifacts when you're dealing with beveled normals on the edges. So when you do a single pixel in, it fixes it. It's usually, I think it's a mipping related thing. So we'll just reapply it because now it has the new data. And now it even looks just a little bit better, doesn't it? Because it's inset 1 single pixel. Yeah, that looks great. If we go over here, we also need to reapply these because it needs the new hotspot data information. And yeah, that looks really good. Even though you don't really want beveled normals to be sitting right next to each other, they really look the best on 90-degree angles. I'm not sure if they even look good on 45-degree angles. I think they look terrible. But this looks really good next to each other because these look like panels. So I actually really like that effect. And you can apply this to other layouts. Some layouts do well with it, some don't. I think you should explore it and see what you like. But the last thing I want to talk about is when we go into here, just to show you how to fix this bug that happens when I disconnect this. A lot of the time, when I alt click that, the bevel sticks around, just as it did there. Sometimes it doesn't, but most of the time it does. So now we have this bevel that's just, we can't get rid of it for some reason. So what do you do to fix this? You just duplicate that, call this flat normal, probably a good idea, and then just look for flat normal. And it's right here. You want the one that's in engine/engine materials. That means we all have it. It's not part of the plugin. You don't have to download anything. You have it. So then just plug this in to the bevel normal, and then it's fixed. So I have no idea. I'm in Unreal Engine 5.7, so we'll see if that gets fixed in the future. And that's it for this one. I think in the next one, I'll show you how to make your own wear mask. So I'll see you in that one.